Hey, everybody. We are here, Heroes Unleashed. We have Orion, Morgan, Patch, the Crimson Sage, although it's just Crimson Sage, and Seraph. We are here. We are live here on Twitch, soon to be followed by a YouTube. When last we left, our heroes. We had Seraph. He was carrying drums of material that is made of the composite material that was similar to his own structure, his own body structure, and he is at an industrial park. He saw a drone, a super advanced predator drone coming in his direction. It was fortuitous that he had waited because he discovered tracking. He discovered a tracker on the drums and destroyed the tracker, but the drone was incoming. It was inbound. Patch is waiting on he's waiting on communication from Seraph, because Seraph had went radio dark, and Patch has no eyes on Seraph. We have Galford, kill the Crimson Sage. He just met with his handler, Laura Rivers. She was the assistant to the assistant director of the GSTF Los Angeles branch, Assistant Director Schultz, and had provided him with a small dossier of information and a contact within the agency that he is supposed to meet up with and provide assistance to, and that would be Orion. Orion and Morgan were supposed to meet with Id, but Id is not going to be joining us today, so they're trying to reach out to Id to sync up with him, but have yet to get any contact back. All right. And Morgan and Orion are still at the GSTF headquarters. They haven't left yet. And that is where we are currently. So I'm going to start with the Crimson Sage. So you and your wolf. Your wolf's name is what again?
Shiroi.
Shirui?
Shiroi.
Shiroi. Like she and Roy, but okay. You and Shiroi are in the standard issue sedan heading towards the HQ, because that is where Agent Orion is currently. And you get to the location, you check in. The security is very wary of the wolf, but you are a licensed agent. That is your animal, and thus they give you a wide berth. Get to the floor. There are sparse offices that are currently being occupied. There are a lot that have yet to be occupied by various agents and personnel. But you do see Agent Orion speaking with a young, fair complexion redhead. He's how old is Morgan again? He's young, right? He's like 21 or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. And Orion stands out like a sore thumb. He is literally blue. He is a Blue Man Group. That's what he is. Papa Smurf. Assuming you are you going to them first or to the assistant director?
Who's my contact that I'm supposed to meet?
Your
first?
handler is Laura Rivers, and you're supposed to meet with Agent Orion to provide him with backup in his current assignment.
All right.
You were supposed to meet with the assistant director in the morning. If memory does not serve, because I wrote it down. You were supposed to meet with the assistant director in the morning just as a check-in and to introduce yourself. But the immediate need is to provide support to Orion.
So I approach Orion and I hand him my work order.
Okay. Now you guys are right outside the AD's office. His door's closed. He had turned his chair around because he didn't want to look at you. and he is on the phone. The first thing that both of you notice is you hear the panting of a dog. Now, why is that? A dog sound that is like heavy. Turn, you see this. It looks like a German Shepherd, but it is at least twice the size. So it is a wolf, a full-blood, full-grown wolf, and with it is Crimson Sage. Now, what does your character look like?
Um,
Did you provide me with a character photo?
I'm
I
going
don't
to
recall.
the chat.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I provided you with the photo.
All right. If
Remember,
you can share it with the rest of the group, that'd be great.
Yeah, I gotta get the picture first. Hold on.
All right. In any event, I changed this and it didn't. Okay, that's what this should be. Go. You guys can go. I'm listening until we need to.
So that's how I look like. The only exception is the
Can
blades.
you hear me now?
I'm not that long.
Yeah, you constantly forget.
Okay, so I said what I was saying is I'll hand him my card.
Okay, he hands you his card. Specifically
Which-
states
which
that he
has,
is deaf. No, he's not deaf.
Uh,
That he can't speak, which you are already briefed on. So that's not something that you are not aware of. Talking to Crimson Sage.
so I will send him a message that says basically there's a wild giraffe near you.
I don't get the inference, but that's what he tells you.
My character is not familiar with
animals.
Earth wildlife.
Yeah. I figured
Oh.
that one. So
Okay, I'm like, wait, what is he talking about?
he's calling the dog.
The dog a
giraffe.
giraffe, yes.
Yeah. Keep in mind, my character was locked up by spooks for most of the years that he's been here, and he's just now gotten out of essentially prison for being an alien.
Gotcha.
Does the dog? Well, does a wolf look like it's well behaved?
Yeah, it in any other sense, it would be what do they call those animals?
Feral.
No.
A CNI dog?
No, when people have those animals, those comfort, they're not comfort animals.
Emotional support animals.
Boom, that's the one.
So I'm gonna think either that or he's a canine core dude.
Which is possible, but in any event, he does.
So you get a blank stare from me when I read the message. I'm looking at it completely confused as to
Read the message.
why the message. I read the message. I just looked at you blankly. Like,
What-
You mean the business
red-
card?
Read what message?
Your card.
meant the business
It was
card.
just a business card, but he knows that you don't speak.
not that you sent. You gave me. You said a message about.
Yeah, telepathically. Beamed into your brain, dude.
Okay, so I'm still looking at you blank. Okay,
All right.
so I'm just pretty much sitting there, like just kind of nondescript look on my face. You know, it's just like, waiting for someone to tell me what's the next step. I'm just standing right there in front of them.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
nudge
because-
the boy and say, "Let's go on. We're supposed to go talk to these people."
So I just nod.
I'm gonna send a message to Morgan saying, "What's the giraffe doing in here?"
It's probably his comfort animal, or can help him in his
Gallagher, Groucho Marx,
investigation.
and me in quarantine. I feel like picking your nose.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you guys to move this along.
So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna leave,
Oh my God.
going to where we're supposed to. That's why I said I'm gonna nudge Blue Boy and be like, "Yo, let's go."
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell Crimson Sage, that we need to find Morgan's friend because he's missing.
Who's his friend?
He's a cop.
A detective by the call sign of Id.
Do we know this? Or don't we know him by his name?
You know him. You know him by his name.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you don't know him as Id.
'cause
Orion
I met him
does,
as a police
but you
officer.
don't.
Yeah, my case file has him as Id, so keep in mind I have a case file on him.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God.
So, do you have anything of his that would have belonged to him?
I would assume the resounding silence means no.
I'll just shrug.
We can go ask his partner to see if she might have anything, since usually partners might have something of each other if they go to the gym or they work out together. We can see that as a possible, or other individuals that he's linked to. Do you happen to have access to seeing about tracing cell phone calls or phone records? If you do, we can trace his phone and see other individuals that probably he has made contact with over the last few months. Those might be his associates. Why are you picking your teeth? You have no mouth. No. So, would that be the best suggestion I'm asking?
Well,
So, I was actually going to suggest to try and get a trace on his phone.
And get a copy of his phone records as well. Because if we can't find him, which in all instances he's disappeared. So if he's just been disappeared and kidnapped, do you really think a kidnapper is going to be like, let me leave his cell phone on so he can be tracked? No, they would not do that. They would probably turn off his phone or probably wrap it in tinfoil, so therefore there's no GPS. So the best choice would be his phone records. And therefore we can see other individuals and hopefully get a lead from one of these individuals that we find.
So for the record, tracking the phone, they would actually give you that information automatically, especially if they lost contact with the phone, where they lost contact with it.
But if it's wrapped in tinfoil, there's no signal. It can't go or come. And tinfoil can be bought at any store.
Dude, yes, like tinfoil does not block out GPS.
It blocks the entire phone out. Out of character, it does.
So,
but yeah.
Lou, so as they're, I guess, going back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like looking at them. I ask if, do any of you have any information on this, whatever the name they gave me, whether it be Id or his real name? Because we haven't even decided on which name they gave me.
His name is Quan, right? There you go. They're like, that's my friend that we're trying to find.
I'll send each of them a message to follow me.
It is Detective Johnson.
There you go.
That's his
So-
his call sign is Id because he is registered. He's registered now, but before it was Detective Johnson. He's only
Okay.
registered with the GSTF database, not with the LAPD.
I was wondering why I kept thinking about calling him Dick Johnson. So
in that file, if I have one, does it have his address?
It does.
Okay. So I let them know, while you guys do what you're doing, I could be better of use going to his house.
We need to stick together. Those are the orders we have right now.
yeah, he has to keep an eye on me. So the easiest way is for me to stay with him. So
Why?
Well,
That's so efficient.
Just out of character, you don't know I'm meant to be keeping an eye on you yet.
Correct. You don't.
Okay, yeah, because I was standing right outside the door when they said it. So,
Uh,
so yeah, I feel safe with him.
Yeah, he was outside of the door. So, and he swears he knows what it is. So that means he is.
But the information was given me by a written message. So
No, I know that's why I said I'm staying by you because I feel safe.
okay. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna fill out the requisition for the phone tracking through the computer, send off the email, and have it set for text alerts.
Okay. That's easily done. There is a tech that will provide that.
So I sit down and just wait for them to do something.
Well, after sending it off, we can actually head out to the department, probably talk to the other officers,
To talk to who?
see if they may know.
His
See if they may know where he might have gone.
So the department or his partner? I'm trying to move this along here. You guys are just standing outside of the director's office, like, what do we do?
I would assume the best place to get a hold of her would be where she works.
Okay.
If she's a detective, she'll have an office there, and she'll probably be in the office unless she's out on the case.
She actually is not. She is a patrolman. No, I'm
Oh.
just kidding. She's a detective.
All right.
Okay. All right. So moving back to Seraph. Seraph, the drone is inbound. You estimate it should be in range, in not visual range, but it's at its current rate of speed. It will be passing you in about 30 seconds.
Passing me. Interesting. So it has not. So is it going somewhere else? From what I can see, from its.
Well,
current-
it's not heading in. It's not heading directly in your. It's not heading directly towards you, like in your general direct. It's heading in your general direction, but you can see it's peeling off. So if it's coming in, but then it's taking a right angle, and it's making us a loop. So your first inclination is that it is a reconnaissance,
Okay.
because you don't with any optics that you may have, it does not have any weaponry, but you do see advanced optics on it.
Okay. I am going straight up. About half my maximum speed.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't much. So, well, my altitude is maxed out at 1,000. My max speed is 300, so I'm only going about 150. I'm not outrunning this thing if it comes after me. Actually, I'm going to stick with my original plan, which was the eye laser.
All right, so you're going to attempt to shoot it out of the sky?
I'm aiming for its thrusters.
Okay. Please make a roll.
Okay, give me a second. +1.
Lou, when you get a chance.
I'm reading it. I can see it.
Everyone else does too. Fuck. Choose the line.
I mean, it's fine. They can't play off of it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you just let me know when I need to roll hacking.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Lou.
I see it. Yeah.
Oh, wait. There's another +2 from the weapon itself.
So it's a 10.
So it's 10. Yeah.
All right. All right. So you see, as you target it, you can see it moving. It's trying to maneuver, like to dodge,
Mm-hmm.
and you just happen to catch it. It rolled a 1, so when you hit it, your intent was to disable the thrusters, but you just set the whole thing on fire, and it.
Oops.
Okay.
He's like, I didn't mean for that to happen.
That was interesting. I am obviously not taking the direct route. I'm definitely not taking these drums of unstable material back to Patch's house.
Okay.
That seems like a bad idea. I'm going to fly opposite the direction of going towards his house.
Mm-hmm.
For about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to contact him.
Okay. So, what sensory equipment do you have, and do you have radio basic skills, or no? It would be cryptography.
Cryptography. I do not have cryptography.
Okay.
No.
So, what we'll do. I don't have the book in front of me. What sensory equipment does Seraph have?
Full audio and video, wideband radio, radio signal detector, sound analysis, voice synthesizer. Well, full optics. Chemical analysis, motion detector and warning sensor, micro radar, radiation detector, radar detector, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, wideband radio receiver and transmitter, radio signal scrambler system, bug detector, external video and audio surveillance systems, sound analysis computer.
Okay.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Whole kit and caboodle. All right. So what we'll do, in lieu of the actual skill, you're gonna make a generic perception check. It will have a penalty, but just make the roll, and I'll tell you if it made it.
Mm.
Well, in other words, it'll be a higher perception roll than normal, but go ahead and make it, and I will tell you. Okay. With your optics, you can see 3 fighter jets. They and by fighter jets I mean they're flying in a tight formation, but they don't correspond to any U.S. fighter jets that you know of. They're smaller, more compact, and they don't have a huge wingspan.
All right. I immediately dropped to ground level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when do I pick them up? Because I have pretty good range on my optics.
What is your range? Because it'll be right at the edge of your range, the outer limits of your range.
Telescopic vision, 2,400.
Okay, so that's when you spot them.
Okay. I'd probably pick them up on radar much sooner, 1.5 miles.
Okay, if that's the case, then you picked them up on your radar, and once they come into visual range, the two they're in a triangle formation. The two that are trailing the lead jet, they peel off. They peel off in both directions, opposite each other, and they initiate a cloaking device. But the lead one is still coming and still in visual range.
Okay.
So those two drop off of your radar completely.
All right. So I drop to ground level.
Hmm.
What's the nearest building?
The building that you were just on. So it's
Well-
it's literally within 10 yards of you.
Oh, so like right after the drone, I took down the drone. I picked those jets up.
Yeah, it was not instantaneously, but it took the 30 to 45 seconds between the actions.
Okay. All right. So going in the building, actually.
Okay, so this particular building is empty. You're able to break the security lock fairly easy, and unfortunately, there is an audible alarm that goes off.
Actually, I wasn't planning to go in through the front door. Any window would have done just fine. But
it didn't really say so.
yeah. Okay. So I'm in. Alarm goes off.
Mhm.
Basically, I go further into the building.
Okay.
Drop the drums in a room.
Mhm.
Leave the room. Go across the hall. And go into swarm form.
Okay.
And wait.
Okay. You hear the you hear the one coming. And it passes over the building. And then nothing else.
I continue waiting.
All right. And after about 3 more minutes, you can hear the whine of the engine right outside the building. And it's steady.
All right. Right outside the building by the front entrance, back
yes.
entrance, what?
It's echoing. So the primary source of the sound is from the entrance that you came in.
Okay. I'm in swarm form, so I continue to wait. I'm more interested to see if somebody actually comes into the building.
After about 5 more minutes, the engines rev up, and then again it takes off.
Okay. I will make note of the room I left the drums in. I'm going to make my way up through the building in swarm form.
Okay, so as you're going up, so in swarm form, your sensory equipment does it work in that form as well?
Give me
Or
a
would it
moment.
just be visual?
Give me a moment. Let me see what the breakdown puts in play. they really only focus on limitations with the weapons and limitations on speed.
So let's just say that when you're in your swarm form, you're at 1/3 the sensory capacity, because each individual can't have the same. Each individual part won't have the same. What's the word I'm looking for?
The same, yeah, I get it. The same capability.
The same capability as if you were all together. All right. Your radar has six pings that are coming towards the building.
Oh, okay.
Now you're swarming up, so when you come up through the top of the building, you can visually you can still see the one jet. It's making a huge, like a perimeter flyby.
Okay.
And from underneath the nose of the plane, you could see it's flashing. So it could either signify that it's taking pictures or there's something else, because there were no signifying lights coming from that plane. The way that you see it, it looks like it looks like a diamond. It's diamond shaped. It's completely black, which indicates stealth capabilities, which you are already well aware of. And it has no signifying markings, just a number. And this one says 024.
Okay. I actually record that briefly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I make my way back down again.
All right. When you go back down, you can hear radio chatter, and you could also hear radio chatter in the form of call signs and codes. Nothing specific that corresponds with like what I'm saying, conversation or conversational speech. It's all it seems to be coded, the language that they're using, and where they're positioned on your scanning is by the barrels.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to assume that you're just going to keep going after I give you this information, so you have the opportunity to stop or change the direction or just keep going.
I'm going to keep going because currently I'm practically invisible in swarm form.
When you come through the vent, you can see six. They're draped in soldier's attire, helmets, multi-optic goggles. They have They have what looks to be rifles, but they're not conventional weapons that you can see. You do see magnetic that they're magnetic resonance weapons, because you can see that through your advanced capabilities give you. I'm gonna give a lot towards your ability to decipher and discern certain things because you're an advanced AI.
Right.
So this, you can see it. It's pulling up on your screen. It's a portable EM It's a portable EM rifle, but it also has conventional weaponry. So bullets, it has flechettes, it has bullets, rubber bullets. It has armor-piercing rounds. So this particular weapon has several different capabilities. The one that's concerning you is the
EM.
The EM.
Okay.
And
They're
not all. Yeah, all six of them do. And then the one that's at the barrels, he's kneeling towards them, and he has his hand out, and he has some diagnostic equipment in his hand, and you can see he's scanning the barrels. The other ones are doing sweeps, looking all around.
Okay. Um, I've seen what I need to see. I'm going to head out. Going to head up to the
Mhm.
next floor
Mm-hmm.
and out to the front, looking for a vehicle. Did
Okay.
they arrive in one?
You don't see any specific vehicle in this area. Um, so in other words, there are no cars in this park. This is mostly abandoned industrial park. So there was no cars in the area. There's a security vehicle that's about a quarter of a mile away,
That's the one, right? Yeah.
but that's it.
Okay.
And as you're swarming through, and you're pulling yourself, that you can hear it. It's just echoing because they're speaking. He's like, this is like, I got something. And he's like, it's here. It's here. He's like, spread out.
All right. Um, I'm already outside, so I'm
Mhm.
going to just continue. You said I heard that echoing from within the building or outside?
Yeah, from the vents as you were going through.
Okay. So, my maximum speed in swarm form. Oh, my maximum speed is up to 210 miles an hour.
Okay,
So I could actually get out of there.
fairly quickly.
Yeah, yeah. So I do so.
Okay. Um, where are you? Where are you headed, or are you just getting away?
Yeah, away.
Mm-hmm.
Away
All
for
right.
now.
So picking a direction, you head out.
Actually,
Mhm.
back to that van
Okay.
that I originally pulled from.
Okay. So this is going back south, I
Back
believe.
to that area,
Okay.
yeah.
So whichever direction it was, I don't remember from the last one, but that's the way you're heading. You're getting back to that van. All right.
Yeah.
When you get back to the van, it's still there, still abandoned, in the middle of the street. There is another vehicle that was that had pulled up. It was a state trooper. You can see he's looking in. He's writing some stuff down on a pad. He's standing by the open driver's side, and he's there. And then there's another statey that is inside the van, going through the glove box and pulling out documents, possibly looking for registration. So standard police procedures.
Okay. So vehicle's been abandoned and they're moving on. Okay.
By the way, Patch, because you are still patched into this vehicle. If I'm not mistaken, you were. You do see the from its own little surveillance rig that it has set up, that the stadies are there in the vehicle. But you still no sign of Seraph. Still no response from any of your hails using Star Trek idiom. So that's what's happening right now. Aside from that, there's really no other information that I could provide for you, because there's really no other information to provide for you with regards to Seraph.
Okay. I'm just waiting. That's all I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Antsy.
Okay. I'm going to do a single transmission of the short video clip I took of that flying vehicle.
Okay.
To Patch.
Okay. Patch, you receive the video. It's obviously it's going to be in high definition, 4K, 8K, whatever K, but it's in a K. And can you roll? Do you have what's the word I'm looking for? It's the photographic memory. Does that character have this? Does this character have that, or something similar to that?
There was no way.
Okay.
Way for me to get that. Here.
So please roll a perception. We'll use perception for that. Okay. This one's fairly easy because when you see it, you're just like, wait, I saw this, I remember this, and it looks like a physical manifestation of some drawings some of the drawings that you were shown at the university for what they were trying to build the material for.
Oh,
But just miniaturized. The vehicle that they were trying to utilize was way bigger than this, but these are smaller. They look like
Oh.
small. They look like one-man fighters, but they're not. They're nothing like anything that the U.S. Army the U.S. Air Force using, or any Air Force for that matter. And you're a pilot, and your character was a pilot, so you know all about planes.
I must start researching the silhouette. See if I can find a record of it anywhere.
None that you can find on the general search. Nothing at all. Nothing that corresponds with it.
All right. So, are there any markings on the footage?
None.
Examining the ship. No markings.
None. Just the number.
Just a number.
Yep. A number on one of the tails, the tail fins. So essentially, it looks like a miniaturized stealth fighter, but it has no protruding wings. It looks like it's crafted from one solid piece of metal. The only thing that sticks up are the rudders that are used for direction. And even those are small, and that's where you saw the number. And the only reason why you're even seeing it is because of Seraph's superior optics.
Okay. Well, I know. Well, it was 3 companies, right, that was working on that project.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna see if I can find any prototypes or research on that. Nah, I can't do that.
You beat me to it. I was just going to tell you. In order for you to do that, you would need to hack into their systems.
Right. And I don't want to really do that right now. But if he sent me this, that means he's in a situation.
Right, because that's the only information that he transmitted to you.
Okay. I'm gonna check real quick, see if there are any satellites over the area that have camera capabilities.
I'm going to say no for now, but there's one that will be in geosynchronous orbit in approximately 1 hour.
Damn, that's too long. So that's not that. You see what my armor can do again? It does. The one thing it doesn't do, fly. It does not fly. No, it does not. Okay. All right. So damn it. He's in the industrial area, right? That doesn't have any kind of other surveillance, is there?
No.
Right. Well, I'm gonna have to. To drive down there, won't get there fast enough to help him. And they can't access anything in the area. So I'm just gonna do that then. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try see if I can get into the databases and see if I can see which company was the one that actually made this chip.
All right, so I'm going to need for you to make 3 separate hacking rolls. The security on those is going to afford you a -40 to the percentage.
All right, and that's using the mechanical.
Yes.
All right. All right. Let me make sure I see this right. You said the negative. Why is it not? Oh, here it is. You said negative what?
40.
40.
Negative 40. All right. So, and that's on top of the plus 20 I have already. So is it still negative 40 or is it just
Add the 20, take away 40.
okay? This character sheet's weird. Here you go, computer hacking.
Okay.
So that would have been because I didn't add the 20 from the wait, did I? I think I did. Never mind.
You rolled a 24, correct?
Yes, that's a
Okay.
24.
So
That's one.
What's the base percentage?
No, that calculation is proper.
Okay.
That's with the bonus and everything.
Okay.
That's one.
Mm-hmm.
That's two. And that's three.
Okay. These are Argus tactical assault planes. They're single engine. They have Mach 2 speeds, Mach 2 cruising. They have they're powered by fusion engines or microfusion engines, and they have stealth capabilities, low orbit flight. So they have high altitude capabilities. Did I say single pilot?
Yes. Single engine,
And
single pilot.
Single engine, single pilot, and they're prototypes.
They're prototypes.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of stuff do they have? Is it passive or active?
It's active.
Is it active?
Active stealth capabilities, and the stealth capabilities are they're built into the materials that they're what am I saying? They're compounded. The material plus whatever electronics that the electronics that are on board, they combine to almost make this thing invisible.
Right. Because they're still using electronic stuff, right?
It's completely invisible to what do you call it? To radar or to conventional forms of radar. The other thing that is a part of these things is that they're self-contained, so they're not linked to any satellite surveillance. They're ghosts. In other words, they're unhackable because they're all self-contained. So they receive no other signals.
Is there a copy or a document on their stealth equipment?
What do you mean?
A white paper. A white paper.
Okay. The answer is going to be, please make another roll. All right. There's a counter hack that's now been triggered. You know it's been activated. Your system is picking it up. So you have about 30 seconds before they trace your position. The documentation is there. So in terms of the build and it doesn't have a designer name, but you're able to get the schematics of the plane itself.
What I want really from the stealth part, what I want is the frequency that it uses to block the radars and stuff.
Okay, so you're able to get that, yes.
Then I'm going to redirect them to the Playboy Mansion and leave.
Okay. So Seraph, you're flying away. The fighter that was following, that was making that huge circle, the sweep around, it is suddenly not suddenly, but it veers off, and then you can see the other two planes. They come out of stealth and follow it back into that triangle formation.
Okay. Um, on the strength of EM pulse rifles, and 6 of them, plus stealth jets, far beyond my capability at the moment. I am going the long way around home to get home, so I'm going to stop by the college again.
Mm-hmm. On your way
Uh,
back to the house?
Yep, I'm going to stop there,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, I will reach out to Patch.
Okay. So before we get into that, I'm going to go back to the other groups who have been patiently waiting. You guys, you get to the LAPD headquarters. You're greeted by a very gruff desk sergeant who wants to know who the fuck you are. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It is not Halloween. What's going on here? He's like, hey, Jimmy, is Blue Man Group in town? He's like, seriously, what the fuck? Goddamn L.A. It's like, what can I do for you boys? He's like, whoa, is that what I think it is? He's pointing at
Citizens Wolf.
he's pointing at Shiroi. I said, you can't bring that in here. Do you have a license for that?
That's his comfort animal.
I show him my license.
So he's like, federal, huh? So what can I do for you guys?
At this point, I'm going to send a message to Crimson Sage telling him that they freak out when I telepathically communicate with them here. So I'll let you do the talking.
Which is awesome for a shy disposition.
So
Basically, shy Ronnie with a dog.
So I kind of squint at him like, really? You want me to talk? Like,
As he does that, I'm gonna be like, we're here to see the Detective Johnson and his partner. If he's not there, can we speak with his partner?
Yeah. Why don't you have a seat over there? He points to a couple of an empty bench, and he
Why, thank you. With my British accent.
Picks up the phone, and he puts his hand over the. It's like, yeah, Johnson's not in. His partner's on the way down. Now, I'm gonna make up a name, but I know I wrote it down. He knows it. I don't remember it.
Yes.
Yeah. I've literally run
There's some shit like that.
like 5 games. Okay, so her name is.
I of course I let Mr. Sage and Orion know that they're coming down, so you can talk to her.
So
well, we're right there.
Yes, you can. I mean, it's a pretty typical setup. There's
okay, so yeah, we'll sit down.
There's a waiting area. It's the desk sergeant is behind plexiglass, so there's no way to go in the precinct itself, but you can hear them speaking. There's a couple of the cops, a couple of the cops that are in the immediate vicinity.
It's kind of like the setup is like Terminator 1.
Yeah, something
when you walked
like
up
that.
to the plastic glass.
Yeah, exactly. So a couple of them are looking over like, is that a fucking wolf, dude? It's like, he's got a license. I don't know what the it's like that. He said that pasty guy said it was a comfort animal. Who the fuck needs a comfort animal? Who needs a wolf for a comfort animal? It's like, I don't know. It's like they're not hiding their contempt. Like, I don't know. These freaks have got all kinds of shit that we don't got.
Has that happened?
If I can hear any of this talk about a wolf, I'm going to ask Morgan, what's a wolf?
I'm going to point at the dog.
I'm
going to point at Mr. Sage's wolf.
So at the desk sergeant buzzes the door, and a woman walks out. She's pretty attractive, statuesque, auburn hair. She comes out. She's like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" It's like, "Thanks, Frank. You didn't mean to tell me that there was a goddamn mastodon in the fucking waiting area." She's just poking her head out the door. It's like, "That thing's safe, right? Why isn't it leashed? You should have it leashed. There's leash laws here."
So
Which one of you? It's like which one of you does this thing belong to? So this is the guys behind the desk. The desk sergeant's like it's the mumbler.
I very gingerly raised my hand, like,
Gingerly, what are you trying to say?
Gingers have souls. I get it. So she's like, do you have a leash for that thing? Is it? It's not gonna. What? She's like, you know what? And she closes the door and she goes back behind the desk, behind the glass. She's like, and presses the button for the speaker. She's like, can I help you? Because I'm not coming out there.
we seem to be looking for your partner, ma'am. Johnson, Detective Johnson.
I'm playing with my cell phone on the side,
She's like,
doing my thing.
I haven't seen him today. So what? And since he left the hospital, what's this about?
Apparently he's gone missing.
She's like, what do you mean missing?
That's all I've been told, ma'am. I really don't have a lot of details.
I'll send him a message.
So she
Morgan
lets go of the
apparently
button.
signed
She's-
him out
Okay.
when he was in a
I
different
was
place
with
in
you.
town.
Yeah.
So it obviously wasn't Morgan, but whoever it was darn well looked like him.
Okay, but I'm to tell her. So I'm telling you this in my head. If you can read in my
I
head.
can't
he
read
can't.
your thoughts.
You
no,
already
I
you
can-
already briefed on that. He can only send telepathic messages.
Okay.
He can't receive them.
So you want me to tell her that this Morgan guy? Oh, I already know who Morgan is. So
And
he
Because he's
signed
literally
out
right there.
her partner, but it wasn't him.
I don't know.
Okay, well,
He's doing the silent Bob.
So yeah,
she's
so-
like, what the fuck is this? Like, is this what you dragged me down here for, Frank? She's like, they're fucking federal. They're the global superhuman freak force, whatever the fuck those guys are. I mean, literally freak force. The guy's blue. Look at him.
Hey.
So she's just like, fuck me in the ass. All right. You. She's pointing to Morgan. She's like, you can come in. The dog man and blue boy, you stay the fuck in there.
all right.
And saying if that dog bites anybody, we have the right to shoot it, just so that we're clear. Federal or no. We will shoot it. In fact, Frank, shoot that damn dog. No, I'm just kidding.
Excuse me, sir. I mean, ma'am, that thing is sent. That wolf is sentient. You'd be shooting a person. That'd be effectively murder. In the first degree, because you already declared your intent.
Are you fucking serious right now?
Yes, that's his partner. I'm Blue Boys, and that dog is his. Now let's go inside since I seem like to be the only
So
normal
she's
one.
like, just
So,
for the love of fuck. Man.
yeah, go.
So
As I'm still on my phone.
you walk in,
Yes.
close the door behind you. She's like, what do you? She's like, okay. So I'm gonna. I know Johnson's into some weird shit with you people. Working for the chief
Okay.
and all.
Here
But,
goes the whole dilemma.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I was with him when he
Him being who? Dog boy or blue boy?
Blue Boy. I was with Blue Boy with his boss when I was supposedly discharging Johnson. And I don't have any abilities. So
wait,
how am
wait,
I in
wait.
two places at once?
Hold on for a second. So you
Someone
were
posed
there, but you
themselves
weren't
as-
there. So someone posed as you?
Oh, yes. Who
And
look
how are they
almost
able to do
exactly
that?
like me. Because they're freaks out there with powers that probably can shape change.
All right, give me a second, fellas. I got to take this.
Well, while he's doing this, I'm looking up. I thought was giraffe. I heard the words wolf and mastodon, so I'm looking that up on my phone.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I need to take a quick break. I'm going to put us in intermission. You guys take whatever bio breaks you need to do, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Breaks had to be taken. Things had to be done. So we're back at the precinct, and the detective, who hasn't yet identified herself and doesn't want to at this point because she's trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. So you were saying everyone was muted, remember, so you gotta unmute yourself.
Well, so anyways, what I was saying is while he's in there doing that, I thought it was a giraffe. I heard the words wolf and mastodon, so I'm now on my phone Googling wolves, giraffes, and mastodons.
And I'm gonna call her by her name.
Okay. Well, I don't
I'm
know.
gonna be like, yeah, this is what's going on. I explained the situation to her as I'm on my phone hacking away.
So you're gonna call her by her name? I don't understand. What do you mean by that?
Because I know her name, her actual name. Because they during the Firehouse module,
Mm-hmm.
remember they had communication between each other, and they called each other by their names.
Correct. Okay. So
I'm gonna call her by her
it's
name.
like, wait a minute.
Yes, it's
Wait a
been a
minute.
long
It's just like
time.
I recognize you.
Yes.
It's just that hair, that pasty complexion. Arrest him! No.
And my gay accent. Oh,
Yikes. First of all, the English accent is not gay.
okay.
Remember, everybody. I muted you when we came back to
Yeah,
the main
you have
page.
to unmute yourselves.
Unmute yourself. Okay.
So I talked to her, and it's a pleasure seeing her again. And
It's like, why are you? I thought you were here for a small amount of time. Are you?
I was recruited.
What do you mean recruited? Like we didn't recruit you, did we?
Oh no, the feds did.
The feds.
Yeah, that's what these guys are.
Wait, and the desk sergeant's like, yeah, they're at Global Super Freaks Task Force, whatever.
Yeah,
Fuck they are. She's like, ugh. She's like, you're with those clowns? Jesus.
trust me, I don't want to be, but I have kind of no choice because they will not let me leave this country. So
Oh, that's not good.
This nigga's lying.
if you could, do you happen to have any article of Mr. Johnson? Because one of our partners, well, as you can tell, he can probably sniff things out. So we're going to try to track him. Is it possible? Any other location or his home we can probably
She's
give
like-
me his address so we
She's
can
like,
go.
wait a minute.
and
What are you talking about? Sniff this out. What? The dog? The dog can. You're gonna track him by scent with the dog?
Shinji, yeah, Shinji. He can do. That's a specialty.
She's
I
like, she
think
looks
it's
at you.
gonna
She's
be-
like, you're shitting me, right?
Hey.
You're literally
that-
shitting me.
that's
You're like,
what Mr.
you're
Sage
pulling,
says.
you're pulling those little frou-frou pants down, and you're shitting me, aren't you?
No. This is what Mr. Sage said. So
what do you mean,
I'm-
sage? What sage? What-
that guy over there.
She's like, there's
The other guy.
somebody has sage. I don't smell it. What are you talking about?
His name is. Don't laugh. His name is Crimson Sage.
Holy shit!
Yeah. I don't know his real name. So I'm forced to work with these guys. So since I'm the only normal one, I'm gonna try to talk to you.
She's like,
and-
you're the normal one.
That should tell you something. I have no powers. I don't go fingle.
She says, I'm gonna kick Ed's ass for introducing me to you people. What
So,
the shit?
If you can give us a little assistance, and not even if you have anything, any articles or anything of clothing, or we can find out where he lives, if you can tell us,
what?
so we can go investigate.
It's like, first of all, I am not giving you my partner's clothes. Secondly, I don't even know
But
if
you
he has any clothes here. Third, what?
Can we see his locker?
No. I don't give a shit that you're with the feds. You cannot see his
So-
locker. I can't see his locker. We can't go in there.
So you're saying our investigation is being impeded?
It's like, what I'm
It's been
saying
fun.
is, as far as I can tell, there is no investigation. Do you have anything on paper that says you were investigating this?
Blue Boy
it's
does.
like-
He has an entire file.
so it's just like, wait a minute. This was a month ago. They recruited you, so now you're like an official agent. Are you even a citizen? Can you work in this country? What the fuck is going on?
Hey, I'm forced to be here.
So they're holding you. They're making you work against your will. That's kind of slavery. Which,
Well,
you know.
yeah, but because nobody wants to deal with Blue Boy.
So what are you, like his handler?
Well, I'm one of the people that talks for him because he freaks people out because he speaks telepathically.
Oh, well, isn't that convenient?
So instead of him intruding on people's minds, they have me talking to you. Unless you like, you can talk to him and he can see everything that's in that spell of yours.
Oh,
Every nasty little secret.
That's that would not be a good place for him to be.
He can probably lose what's left of his hair. So, like I was saying,
she's like, look, I'm not exactly a fan of the blue community, but no, I'm not giving you any of my partner's stuff without his permission. As far as I can tell, he hasn't given permission, and for him to be gone for a day is not unusual for me. So, is he in trouble? Do you know this for sure?
yes,
And how do you
because
know this?
he's been kidnapped.
Because he was
A copy
kidnapped.
of me.
He was kidnapped by you. That wasn't you. That you know wasn't you.
Because I was with him and his superiors.
So, did you get any? Do you have any other evidence besides whatever video that you think you saw? Did you get any calls for ransom? Why don't we know about this? And why isn't your agency sharing this information with us?
Okay, do you recall the metahuman that happened at Chipotle? This is tied to that
It's
case.
like, I remember that. Yeah, some poor girl got freaking mauled.
Yes. Now it seems that people that are, I'm going to whisper to her, metas.
So she leans back. She leans away from you, like, what the fuck?
I'm going to say it low. Are being, it seems, hunted, and that was the beginning of it.
Oh no! How terrible! No, I didn't.
And
she
your
didn't say
partner can be at risk.
She didn't say that.
Since he's disappeared.
Say, just hold on a second. And she walks away from you and pulls out her cell phone. She's like, and after 2 attempts, she's like, Ed, your super friends are here, and I need them out of my fucking precinct. I told you I don't like dealing with them. This is your thing. Please don't involve me. So you need to call me back right the fuck now. And then flips it and then hits the button for her phone. He's like, okay.
So you're not willing to assist us in any part of this
So,
investigation?
wait. Hold on for a second. I didn't say that I wasn't willing to assist. And what I'm going to need from you is your handler's name and number, and I need to see your ID. Frank, did you even check their fucking IDs? He's like, yeah, I got Wolfman. I got Wolf Boys, but not the other two. So, do you have one?
I'm gonna go. Let me get Orion. I'm gonna go to Orion.
They don't open the door because it's.
I'm the only one with the official ID. Like,
It's-
what?
Yeah.
It's
Well, no, he has one too.
Okay, so. Orion
Orion is still muted and not realizing
No,
it.
I'm saying he sees your head poke out from the side of the plexiglass because
Okay.
they didn't open the door. It's locked, so they have to buzz you in.
Okay, so I'm gonna knock on the glass. Orion, get his attention.
Yeah,
She wants to
I'm
see
gonna head up there.
identification from you.
It's like, and you.
I'll
did
show
say
my
you were working with
identification.
them, right?
If I
Go ahead.
So she you hand it through the slot, and she looks it over. She's like, Jesus, these are awful, and she puts it back under. She's like,
and I give her my international investigator license.
She's like,
Oh.
what is this? Did you get this from like a Cracker Jack box? Do we
No, this
still
is
make
legit.
Cracker Jacks? She's like, it's legit.
Yes.
An international private investigator. So
I mean, aren't you
you're
kept up to
so-
par with
so-
knowledge of actual law
so
enforcement?
she's like, so you're a dick in every other country too, huh?
I'm just gonna give the face like, oh wow, that's a nice pun. I have to use that one day.
I'm
Well-
sorry. Did you think I was joking? It's just like she hands it to you. It's just like, okay, so that's not something that I'm gonna. They say that's not official. So I'll either talk to one of them, and if they don't give me the same story that you did, then we are gonna have a different conversation.
Not
So
a problem.
I need
I'm
for
gonna
you
call-
to sit over there, and she points to a bench where you see another perp who's shackled to the chair, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's like he's
Okay.
even like,
Like Circus, as I go sit down, I'm like Circus Soleil's in town. I'm gonna go sit down.
It's like, whatever you say, Holmes.
I'll head
So
back.
she's like, Wolf Boy. Blue Boy sits. Wolf Boy comes.
So
So,
I give Shioria the hand signal to stay.
Oh, and Lou, of course, I'm on my phone. I'm hacking. I'm doing my thing.
what
I
what
walk in.
specifically are you hacking so that I can keep note of it?
Okay, I'm gonna use his phone number because I have it to get his IME number. Therefore, I can get a record of his entire GPS location for the past 2 weeks and the numbers that he has called, and then the GPS locations of those. So that way we can try to get a trace and get a clue of where this dude is.
Okay, so
Just,
his
out of
phone.
character,
Oh,
you
you
were
are
there when
going. So you are going to hack his carrier, because you can't do that by his phone alone. By his phone number alone, you have to actually go either through his carrier or clone his phone.
Okay, so
You don't.
please.
I'm
no,
letting
no,
you
no,
know
this
for
is
security
not.
that
We
you
don't
don't.
need. We're playing a role playing game. It's not.
Oh yeah, my bad.
It's
Yeah,
just this. We don't need to get into the logistics of how it works in real life, because
Yeah.
I don't know this. I mean, you guys have more information on me. What I'm gonna tell you is that his specific, whatever you were tracing, ended 2 days ago. So there was nothing else coming from his cell phone or carrier. Nothing. It stopped. So whatever it was transmitting, he stopped transmitting from that number 2 days ago.
Where? But what
From
was
the
location
hospital.
that he stopped? Okay. So
So it was 2 days. He was in the hospital for 2 days.
No,
Technically, a day. Well, he was in the. It was 2 days ago. So a day ago is when he left the hospital. But 2 days ago is when the signal stopped, and it was at the hospital that he was last using his phone.
and I wanted a history of the last 2 weeks. You know, it's going to take me a little bit maybe, and see where he was located every goddamn minute for the past 2 weeks, and everyone he has spoken to, and their phone numbers that have gone back and forth, and then trace those numbers in the
What
GPS.
I'll say is that his call history is pretty specific. The phone he's using is department issued. He has most of his communications with the chief of police, and with his partner, he doesn't really have a life outside of the LAPD. So that's kind of what he does. And
like I
his
said,
any
phone numbers that were
vigilante work
replicate-
that he does on the side. But aside from that, whatever his general tracking, if you were to do like some sort of a tracking algorithm, it's in Los Angeles. So it's in the greater downtown Los Angeles area. What he's doing is working specifically for the chief. I'm telling you this, that second part about the chief part, out of character, because but she already told you that he's working for the chief. Like,
Yeah.
so you were able to put two and two together for that. Outside of that, 2 days, 48 hours ago, his cell phone stopped broadcasting.
And I also wanted, like I said, a history of all the phone numbers so I can try to correlate and the repetitive numbers that he might have spoken, any other friends outside of the precinct he might have known.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if
it has a small circle. So besides
So the numbers should be repetitive.
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. So that way I can give it to Orion and to Crimson Sage.
Okay. So Crimson Sage, you shuffle on in. So he says, okay. So I heard what Doctor Who over here said. I need for you to tell me what exactly the fuck is going on. Is Johnson in trouble or not? And I'm going to need you to look at me when you're speaking. The floor is not where I'm talking from.
My apologies. Um, from my understanding, that's what we're here to find out to determine whether he is in danger or not.
From
But
your
he-
understanding, what does that even mean? Are you or are you not
I,
on this?
I hand her the report. What I've been given, what I've been briefed on.
She thumbs through it. She's like, "What?" And she looks back at Ed Morgan. She's like, okay, so that's him, and there's Ed. Is this it?
That's all they've been given. That's all they've given me for the briefing
So,
to determine where his location is.
so I'm going to ask you this question. Is
And that's why
he-
we came here first.
She says, is Mr. Bean over there officially working with your agency?
As far as I'm concerned, yes, because he was part of the contacts that I had to,
She said,
along with the other gentleman, I believe is
she's
Orion.
like, how long have you been on this case? Because it seems like you don't know a fucking thing. And I really don't
I
want to
just-
have, I really don't want to have Smurfette over there in my head.
I just got on board.
Well, that's a fuck.
I mean, I wish I could give you more information as well versus they are.
Out of character, you could always ask my character and then get the answer to give to her.
Out of character, you shouldn't be talking about what he should be
And
doing.
you're not in the room,
You're not
so
in
I
the
couldn't
room.
ask you anyway.
So,
I mean,
yeah. So she's like, okay. So, so who's lead on this? Because it
He
seems
is.
like he is, but
He
he's
is.
not officially working for you. Is he or is
no,
he
no,
not?
no, 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 no. Wrong.
So she's pointing. You pointed at.
I point to the blue
Orion.
guy. The Orion is the one lead on this.
So the guy who can't speak is point on an investigation on a missing LAPD detective, and you
Those
have
are-
international, yeah, and you have the Pink Panther over here with his fancy little whatever this is, whatever that was, international PI license and smarmy attitude. He's doing all the
Smarmy.
talking for him. Is that basically how this is playing out here?
That's what it says on in the docket, doesn't it?
And you're gonna track Ed by his scent. Is that what that thing is? Is that what that horse is there? That horse dog you brought in here for?
That would be Shiori, and yes, he is trained to track people, and he's very good at it.
So you do realize this is Los Angeles, right? So the
You do
idea
realize-
is like the idea that anyone's going to be on foot to be tracked. So everyone rides in cars. I don't know if you saw all those congested highways and cars outside. What are you going to track? You're going to track his exhaust fumes now?
Man, you would be surprised what a wolf can do.
Oh my God. I'm in a Twilight Zone. This is a fucking Twilight Zone. So she gets her phone. She's like, dials it again.
Hey, the fuck up!
Seriously? What the fuck? You need to call me right now. Click.
So, with that, I kind of like shy away a little bit because she's completely freaking out. I'm really not in a position to answer the questions that she really wants the answers to. And I'm really kind of like not knowing what to do next because I can't talk to Blue Boy because he's not even in the room. And I'm behind a locked door now. So, yeah.
Is it a plexiglass
Squirming.
see-through door? Or is it a wooden door?
No, it's not see-through. And
Okay.
it's a metal door. Okay.
Listen, man,
It's like, are you one of those super freaks? Is that what?
forgive me for
It's just like, do you have like,
you,
can you
causing
leap
you
tall?
stress, huh?
She's like, can you leap tall buildings in a single bound? Is that what this is
yeah.
about?
From the background, I'm gonna be like,
man.
No, she can't
I'm
see you.
just a
She
tra-
she has.
I'm just a trained
You
agent.
have her back. So
Oh.
you're doing all that. She's not seeing you.
I'm just a trained agent, man. Like you are a trained cop. All we came here for is either some information as far as his whereabouts, if you had any information and such, or some article of his that we can get his scent from. A dog, or more specifically, this wolf, can differentiate from smells in a variety of ways that a human nose cannot.
So yeah, I
So,
know how dogs track. I know
so
I know how a dog
outside,
works.
ma'am,
I'm just
ma'am,
trying to understand.
outside the fact that of smog and all that, if his scent is strong, the wolf will pick it up. But that's just one article of one way of trying to track him. We're doing multitude of things in order to determine his location at the moment because the fear is that he's in danger.
So Frank pipes in and is like, yeah, but where are you even starting? It's like, because this all sounds like a big clusterfuck to me.
It is.
Put the background.
I go, it is. There's no other way around it. It is. And I understand the stress that we're causing because obviously you're frustrated with me because I'm not providing the answers that you want. But ma'am, we're just doing our jobs. We're just trying to look out for the best interest of that individual, which happens to be your partner. And if you do not want to, assist us, that's fine. But at least let us know so that way we can continue.
It's like,
I'll use my trust in
it's just like assist
my
you.
trust.
To assist you. This is some Keystone Cops routine. I'm half looking for Ashton Kutcher to pop out. This doesn't seem right. So you'll excuse me if I don't necessarily trust in a guy who walks in with a fucking 18-foot dog and a goddamn giant Blue Man Group and whatever the fuck this guy is. He's like, whatever the fuck this kid is. It's just like, you know what? Who's your CO?
So I give her my name, the name, Laura. What was it?
That's your handler. Her name is Lara Rivers.
Laura Rivers.
Lara.
You got problems.
See?
So I say, do you
Stop
have?
saying that name. I might go out and kill somebody.
It's like, do you? Let's just say, do you have a? Can I get her contact information, please? So I need to verify. And she said, okay, why don't you go back out and make sure that that thing doesn't eat anybody, and take him with you. She thumbs in your direction. She's like, definitely take him with you, and I will be right back once I verify this, whatever this is.
And I walk out, very auspiciously. Walk out, grab him. Well, not grab him, but I just go to him, and she's like, she just wants us to sit.
It's fine.
All right, so she walks back up the stairs. You guys are sitting in the waiting room. Seraph, you guys, you were heading back to the university first, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You get there with relative ease. Doesn't take you any more than 20 minutes at your top speed. And now what?
Then I open communications with Patch.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Patch?
Hey, you okay?
I am fine. I carefully avoided the men with the EMP rifles and the stealth vehicles.
Yeah, those things aren't any joke.
There were 3 of them.
I saw from what you sent me. You know what? Give me a second. Okay, I got Advanced Electronics Warfare. I'm gonna encrypt the channel.
Okay.
And yeah, I can communicate via scrambled signal.
Okay. There's no need for roll. His encryption. I'll give some leeway because you guys will work together, so you can continue.
So yeah, those 3 ships are prototypes from Argus. They're the guys who are building the ship, the larger version apparently of that ship in the college.
Argus. That is interesting. It is. Hold on a second. I'm double checking my notes real quick.
Sure.
Speaking of notes, I should really write this down.
That is the same group that I came across in the defenses in England.
From back then?
Yes, Argus. It would seem that they are busy.
Well, apparently they're teaming up with two other companies. So they're very busy. They're being very, very busy.
I think they are someone I should take great care to avoid.
Yeah, considering the hardware they threw at you, yeah, that would be a good idea.
It would seem that they're the men that were, which also grabbed the canister, more than likely, the two drums. It would seem that they were specifically armed with me in mind.
So they were expecting you, or they just
Or
have a
something.
general issue weapons that happen to be for the situation.
Is it common for men of arms to carry electromagnetic pulse weapons?
That's what they carried.
They carried a wide range of weapons. Their rifles were multiple weapons in one, but
Then they would
EMP
just
seems very specific.
they probably just a blanket situation. They were probably just covering their corners.
Well, I am at the USC College. I will be making my way back from here shortly.
All right. I was able to garner some information on their stealth systems. I have a breakdown of the electronic suite that they use. You might be able to use this information to defeat the electronic part at least. I send them the information.
Mm-hmm.
Lou,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so I get the
send
information.
Send you the information and schematics of the electronic stealth suite that they use. They also use passive at the same time. So I mean, it's not going to be foolproof, but at least you'll be able to detect them.
This will be most useful. Thank you.
Also, I've also learned that they have they're all closed circuit, so there's no external communications from them. So you can't hack them or anything. There's no
Well,
way to get it.
if I make physical contact, I think I can.
Well, that'd be the only way, yeah.
They are quite fast.
Oh, they're jets. They're pretty small, so I expect them to be pretty maneuverable. Although if I would have made them up, they probably wouldn't have the fins on there. I'd probably make them use retro jets or something, but I don't know. I guess they try to minimize their signature somehow. Now I'm just talking shop. Be careful and come home so we can figure this out, because this is crazy. All of a sudden, they're sending prototype weaponry against you, and now we have to figure out how to get the canisters. Are they still safe, or do you think they took them?
I am sure that they took those canisters. The men that were there were examining the canisters. The drone that came before it was running recon in the area, and the jets followed soon after. They were actively looking for their packages.
Crap.
We have lost access to that.
All right. Just come home and be safe.
I am on my way.
Lou, I'm gonna go over the analysis of the experimentations we're doing
Mhm.
to the material that we already had.
Mhm.
I can't, you know what? I know I wrote that down somewhere. I was trying to log into Google Docs a second ago. Hold on. All right, here we go. I know I have. I saw the.
Steve, you know how to program AIs?
This
Like-
character, no.
A specific skill. Okay, no, that's one of the skills I don't have. I need.
There's only I think I got everything but one skill, which is actually the AI skill.
Yeah, same.
That's the only skill I'm missing. And I have to go through all this crap to figure out which one of these is actually my notes for this game. Is it this one?
So I might go get a new notebook just for this game, so I can keep notes.
I have some. I know I wrote. Oh wait, I know what it was.
Set,
It was.
I set the notes for you guys. On
Yeah, I
the-
know. I wanna copy the file I had, and I forgot that it was a Word document. Is it this one? Brian Simmons. Nope, that's not it.
Wrong one.
So I got to pick up my daughter. There's a 99-cent store by house. That's really 99 cents. So I'm gonna pick up a few notebooks
Rogue Comet.
because I'm using my old college book that had a lot of extra paper.
All right. Well, anyway, I
I'm-
can't find
I'm
it.
analog
So
too. I'm using a notepad.
And
Oh,
I have
wait.
two notepads.
notepad.
You
hold on.
people are writing notes on paper?
Well, I have to take notes really quickly, and I can't keep switching through screens.
Yeah, there's so many things. It's annoying, and I like paper anyway. What's wrong with paper?
I have a ton more screens.
I
than
like
than
paper.
you guys, for this game, I have a ton more screens active.
I want to destroy as many trees as possible.
Whoa, there's no need for that.
Paper.
Ah,
That's just destructive.
You're rambling now. It's not even your turn. Go mute yourself or something.
My bad.
Wow.
Damn,
Wow.
that wasn't even passive aggressive. That was just all aggression.
Slap
All
in the
right.
face and shit.
I can't find my notes. So either way, so I'm gonna go over the experimentations I was doing to that thing, and they already have a smaller version of the freaking engine because they're flying around on it, which pisses me off because then if that's the case, then why is the larger engine they're trying to put together not working? That doesn't make me content at all. Like they're being stupid on purpose now, or they're trying to figure something else out.
He botched the road.
I ain't botched no rows. There
I'm
was
talking
no.
about him, them.
Shh. Why are you talking?
Talking to myself.
And talking to yourself with the damn thing mute. Yo, Luke, can you just punch him in the mouth?
That'd be a long ass punch.
Mute him,
Long
please.
distance.
Punk. Anyway, that wasn't one of the things we were doing. Wasn't it like a stimulus to make it replicate those nanobots, the material?
I don't recall that specifically. No.
No, I know I was trying to find a material, a compound that I can use to make the material in itself stable,
hmm
so that so it circulates the power. So when they're trying to energize the engine itself, that doesn't overload. I know I was doing that,
hmm
Because the power is building up steadily.
right? And then it's poof.
Then it's
And
released.
I'm trying to find. I mean, and I was thinking about it the other day too. I was like half asleep and thinking about it. I don't know why it came to my mind. I was thinking about using like a circuit of nanotubes to circulate the energy so that it keeps going round and round, and it keeps it at an even pace so that it wouldn't overload the other molecules. You know what I mean?
hmm
So that way the circuit keeps circulating on itself. So that way the energy can build up and it can keep utilizing the energy that's there, but then it won't overload and pop. So that way the whole thing doesn't drop. That's what I was thinking about. But that's not what I was trying to get at right now, but I just want to get it out of my head. That way you can hear it. And it's on video, and that way I can review it later.
Okay.
What is that material? After what just happened, I want to recheck my firewalls and everything to make sure that I didn't get caught.
Okay. I need for you to roll a programming, not hacking.
Here it is. Computer program.
Okay. So with that, it's not that they did or didn't. It's just that you don't see it.
I don't see it. Fine. So after I check that,
hmm
Looks
Like-
clear.
Yep.
I
So
go back to my my programs. I go back to the simulation for the college.
mhm.
I go back to analyzing the material in itself to find out if I can see if there's any way to reverse it, because I know some of his stuff got messed up by it too.
Right, and the issue that you were having was the elements that you couldn't quantify. That's where your bottleneck is. So,
Right, and that's the stuff that we couldn't get, right?
right.
Right. So I'm trying to make do with what I got.
Exactly, and that's where, unfortunately, it's not that it's not for a lack of resources on your part. It's just there's gaps in what they gave you, what you have, and they're not bridging. So there's something that's missing, that you don't have enough information, that you have access to right now, and in order to get any more information, you would have to have determined that you would need to either hack the government, hack someone with that type of information, like a lab or a corporation.
Right. I think I got a better solution.
Mhm.
I'm going to call up the dude from the college and make an appointment because this is the day after, right? So there's not that much time from what happened with
No,
that whole situation.
it was a full day later. Yeah.
Full day later.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna see if I can make an appointment to go help them out again. A day from now.
Okay. His assistant does take your information. She says you are more than welcome to come by, and she settles on you settle on a time. You talking about not today, but the following day? Yes.
Right.
Okay. So you settle in on a time. He has a window of time between meetings. Right after lunch, and she gives you a time, and you're all set to go. She's like, just see the receptionist. She'll give you your identification and your badge to get into the lab, and he will meet you there.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. It's about time for me to get going.
Okay. All right, Blue Boy.
You want to jump back on them? I'm pretty much done for the most part.
Okay.
She's gonna
Yeah,
leave
actually,
soon.
you know what? We're gonna stop it. But after this, now she comes back after about 10 minutes, and she hands you a shirt. She's like, "All right, your story checks out. I don't like it, but here." So you're not gonna need to take this, right? Because he only has like 3 shirts. Some giant turtle broke his apartment, and this was all that was left. He's like, a giant turtle broke his apartment. Some Latin kid took some little Latin kid took the rest of his clothes, and this was generally all that was left. And he has yet to buy a new. He has yet to get his wardrobe back. And I don't know what's wrong with that guy. I honestly think he got hit in the head way too many times. You're muted, Crimson Sage.
I'm looking at her like she's just giving me way too much information for what I need.
She's actually just talking to herself.
Okay.
She's talking out loud, and she's like,
So I kind of
he says like a giant turtle, and some little kid, some kid with some computer powers, and we can't find out.
I extend my hand to grab the
He's
shirt.
like, just take the fucking shirt. He's like, do you need to keep it?
So I give the wolf the shirt to smell.
All right.
Right.
He gets the scent marker.
Wait for him to get the scent marker, so he'll let me know. Once he does, track. And here, I don't need the shirt anymore.
She's like, are you? Say, I really think you should keep that on a leash.
We'll keep it. Don't worry
she's
about
like, at least he's like, I know you're all official and everything, but Angelinos don't necessarily always see a wolf walking through the fucking streets. So maybe keep that thing harnessed or leashed so that it appears to the citizenry that we're not endangering their lives.
Duly noted. And I was only giving it back because you're saying to give it back. So, sure. So hold on to it and have the dog track.
She's like, oh, he got no sweat on this. Ugh,
No, he didn't.
gross.
That's all in your head.
Okay. What else are you guys doing? So I have an idea.
I wrote.
Heading home.
You wrote to me on
Yeah.
on what?
On Discord.
Dude,
You
I'm
see
not
it.
on Discord.
I mean, not Discord. The Roll 20. My bad.
That's a tracking roll, Lou.
Okay. You did because I don't see anything.
It's on roll 20.
Yeah.
No, not you. I'm talking about you rolled a.
Yeah. Everyone saw it right before patch roll.
All right, hold on.
From Morgan. It's called the man in the middle attack for a
No,
hacker.
not you. That was you directly. To Lou, I said I'm starting to call the numbers that I found on the phone.
Oh
record.
yeah, okay. The first 2 times you called the chief is like, it's like, who the fuck is this and how did you get this number? It's like, who the fuck is this and how did you get this number?
Oh, sorry, wrong number.
The second time
No,
it's like, I will find you and I will. No, he didn't say that. But the first time is hello, and then the second time he's like, who is this and how did you get this number?
I
He said, I will find you and I will widen
the
your
number
bunghole.
Mr. I got the number from Mr. Johnson.
Who is this?
I'm his friend, Morgan.
Are you sure? Because it sounds like you're asking yourself the question.
I sound that way because I'm apprehensive because I don't know who's on the other side of this line. That's what I'm trying to find out.
You're talking to the person on the other side of this line. This is private. He should never have given you this number. Don't ever call it again. And he hangs up.
All right, no problem. So now I know to scratch that number. And
The second one, the second most frequently called number is to his partner. And you call that number and she's like, "Are you calling me? How the fuck did you get my number?"
Oh, sorry. Blue Boy said to call this number. He got it. I don't know from where.
So she looks
Must have
up.
been in your head. Sorry.
She looks
You have a
up
good day.
and she's
And I'm gonna hang up.
through the intercom is like, "How the fuck did you get my number?" Yeah, you, Blue Boy. And don't talk to me in my head. Talk to one of them.
I'm gonna walk out. Like,
I'll take out my piece of paper and pad and say, I don't have your number.
She lets go of the intercom. She's like, "Is he seriously writing this down?"
Well, I started walking out with the wolf.
Yeah, and I
Right.
walked out. So yeah.
Well, you were literally right there calling. You're who's? I wonder who's this. Which number is this? Oh,
Oh, sorry. I'm going outside.
oh, for fuck's sake!
Blimey. Sorry. You go
Yeah,
outside.
they don't say blimey. I
Yes,
don't
they
know
do.
where you got that from.
Actually,
I
yeah.
would say
No,
blimey.
no, they really don't say blimey
fucking
anymore.
blimey.
I got it from Benny Hill. You
Dude,
can't
that
get
was
no
like
better than that.
40 years ago.
So what?
Dude, Benny Hill does not count now.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God. All right.
Dude,
Anyway,
Oh,
Benny Hill's lives matter.
Included Brit. All right.
dude,
Wow.
you are horrible. Just don't even.
you were the
Jeez.
worst. You were the worst Brit ever. Anyway, so she's like, "All right, so are you hacking me right in front of me?"
Like I said, I walked out. No, I ain't hack you.
No,
You seriously
nothing.
said no, I didn't hack you, and then leave. She's like, all you can hear is like, "Motherfucker," as you walk out the door.
Oh,
And I'm gonna reboot my phone in case that bitch trying to do something.
there is so much facepalm going on here.
All right. So let's get everybody's last actions before we bid this whatever this is a good night. I'm gonna start with the Three Stooges. What are you guys doing? Mo, Larry, Curly, what's happening?
Blue Boy is picking up the wooden board. Morgan is not looking.
All right. So Crimson Sage is using what's the dog? Say the dog's name again.
Shiori.
Shiori. Okay. Because I was saying it completely wrong.
Shit or? Oh.
Crimson Sage is tracking by scent in Los Angeles. Okay. Tracking by scent.
I still laugh because almost nobody travels by foot.
Hey, listen.
Even Mexicans have bicycles.
This is what the man wants to do. This is what the man's going to do. So is Orion and Morgan staying with Crimson Sage or doing anything different?
I'm gonna suggest.
I'm not in the loop of any of this.
You are literally not. No,
Crimson went back.
He's absolutely
and-
right. You just like literally just waved the shirt in front of your dog and then just walked out the building. So he's sitting there like.
No.
And
I
then
said
all
I'm
of a
gonna go
sudden
outside.
all of a sudden
I'ma
she
leave.
pops out. She's just like, "Are you serious? How'd you get my number? Is this fucker hacking me? What's going on here?"
I left well.
so
And then he leaves. So leaving this blue dude just
No,
sitting
but
there like.
I said I'm leaving. I stated it and I left.
Yeah, I know.
So that way Blue
leaving,
Boy can follow.
Blue Boy's just sitting there like, what just happened? I'm getting yelled at.
So I'm literally getting in the car and sending both of them like a get in and what the hell just
Yeah.
happened.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna let him know that I was able to get the records. I called his chief of police, and I called his partners. There's a couple of more numbers we could try to call to see if we were able to get in contact with a contact or someone that might know something of him or where his whereabouts are on his downtime.
I'm gonna send him a message. Don't do that. I put the paperwork to go through proper channels.
I did.
You are not proper channels.
Excuse me.
It's like, but this international private investigator's license says I could do it.
I use any means necessary that's legal.
It's like, I got it from RG
That isn't
Comics.
legal.
How is it not legal? Do you know the laws, the cyber? There's something called net neutrality. I can do as I please with the
You
internet.
can't.
Shut up. He doesn't know that he's an alien. But I was.
Wow.
He is familiar.
I'm gonna run with that.
He is familiar with with the law. So yeah, he would know.
Cyber law is totally something different. Ah,
I mean,
Wow.
let's see if he. Yeah, yes. Nope, you wouldn't know that.
he doesn't know shit. He just
He's
failed his
just like,
role.
wait, that sounds fishy, but you're a white guy, so I'm gonna let that go. It's like,
I am clearly.
It's that English accent. People always want to add another like 12 IQ points for that English accent, right?
That's what it is. Okay.
Okay, so I'm
gonna get. Oh yeah, I keep
Dude.
forgetting.
okay. So based on my role, am I pretty fuzzy on whether or not it's legal or not,
mhm.
or am I just completely sure in the wrong direction?
It's not so far away that you would be completely going in the. It's fuzzy. You're literally 1 point away from the score, so it's
okay.
you're not 100% sure, but it seems super sketchy.
Okay, so I am actually going to send a text into the department to find out if that's legal or not.
Okay.
In some countries, it is.
All right. So, Sage, are you?
I just want to I want to be clear. I am not there with them.
That's what I was going to ask.
following-
So they're in the
I am
car.
following
They're in
my
the.
war.
They're in the car and doing their
Yeah,
thing.
I did send a telepathic message for you to get in, but
Yeah.
I'm following the wolf and the what scent it picked up.
Remember, he can communicate telepathically. Now, the only reason why I'm going to say that you don't make a save is because it's not necessarily attack.
Well,
But,
if he has the ability like the animal, there is no save.
right. So he does communicate to you, Crimson Sage, to get in the car.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm still following the dog.
dog.
Okay.
The
All right.
wolf.
So he's doing that. You guys are in the car. You communicate with him because he turns back and he's just like, no, I'm not going with you guys. And he keeps walking with the thing as it's sniffing away and pulling it. You're not leashing him, so he's just walking. People are freaking out. Those that are in the area, the cops are like, "What the fuck?"
Someone's gonna shoot it. I'm gonna laugh.
okay, I'm gonna send him a message, Crimson Sage that is, and say we might have a problem that needs to be taken care of before we continue on.
Okay. So Patch and Seraph. Seraph, he's not there. He literally turned into a cloud of dust and he flew away. Now,
I'm listening.
oh, okay.
I'm nearby.
So you get back to Patch's estate, or his house, but his estate, and he's busy tacking away on his computer, working on his experiment to see if he can get more information from the substrate of that he was able to collect, the small amount of substrate that he was able to collect. Frustrated, you can tell. You've been around him long enough to understand. Take it easy, man. We're logging off in a few anyway. He was. You can tell he is extraordinarily frustrated, and that is where he is right now.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to turn off the cameras things because you guys are all screwed up here. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's a question of, so Patch, what are we doing now?
It's like I made an appointment to go back to the facility to the experiment, see if I can get more information on this material and how I can figure out a way to reverse some of this effect that happened to you. Just to better understand this material in itself, because there's a factor here that I don't know what it is, and they're using it obviously because the engine that they're trying to develop is a larger size version of the engine that's inside the little fighters. So they already have a stable version of it. So I'm not sure.
Why are they still working on it?
And that's what I need to find out, because they're up to something and I don't like it.
Well, also, the material that was left behind after my interaction with their server is different from what I encountered underground.
It's different?
Yes.
You wasn't able to bring a little bit of it back at all, was you?
It was not safe for me to reach in and grab it.
All right.
I cannot make contact with it because it is corruptive.
Right. That's the reason why I'm trying to figure out how to make it reverse. Right. So I'm gonna have to just try and do this from the inside of the little research over there. I give you the full schematics of the ships that they had. So that they're little fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character, you gave it to me already, so I've already gone over it.
Yeah.
All right. Because what I gave you before was just the part that had the stealth, so you could defeat their stealth. This is the rest of the vehicle.
Oh, okay. So I go over that. That doesn't take long. Have the other parts arrived yet?
It's only been a day.
It's only been a day, so yeah.
We'll need another day or two before they show up, even overnight. But I'll be able to, once the parts come in, I'll have something. I already have a schematic of how I'm gonna build it. So as soon as they show up, I'll have it all built for you, and we'll be ready to go as soon as they come.
This is aerogel.
Okay. Well, I think I will take some downtime to study this information further.
All right. So, Seraph is going to study the material. What are you studying?
The code that I had downloaded.
Okay. Yeah. So, the code that is currently jamming your OS. And Patch, you are continuing to work on the substrate, yes?
Yes, I'm continuing to work on the substrate. I'm also going to continue to see if I can find a way to make the larger engine more stable. I got the schematics and everything. Does the schematics break down how the engine works? Or it's just like circuitry schematics?
It's just circuitry schematics, yeah.
So I don't have a detailed thing on the engine. All right. It's been a little while. He showed back up. I'm gonna check security on my my system again. Make sure I didn't screw up the first time.
Okay, so you're going to have a negative 20 on that as a secondary roll. So go ahead.
So I gotta,
All right. So there was an attempt to break your firewall, but your security sweep was able to catch it.
all right. All right.
Okay, so that's where we're gonna leave it. This has been weird,
You think?
and I'm going to I'm gonna just say that this has been fun for me. I don't know about anybody else. I thought it
I
was
was like, no.
He's like, I have a private investigator's license. That's international. Don't you know the law?
Traumatized that poor police
we're-
officer.
we're
That's
in,
all I
I'm
can.
telling you.
Yeah, no
It's like, are you hacking me right now?
No.
It was
No.
just the the
No.
polarizing race. You got Frank, who's just like,
He's just like,
yeah, whatever. They checked out fine.
What the fuck
And
is
then
going on? Yeah, he's just sitting there like, what?
And then you got her just going, the fuck is going on here? Like, yeah.
Words. Oh,
Yeah.
You got the
Oh,
you got the
Lou,
blue guy, the guy with the wolf, and the
And-
British redhead dude. Like,
You know what's the best part? Is like he saw his face. It's like, are you hacking me right now? He was like,
no. No.
no. He's like, no. I mean, no. I gotta leave now.
I got to go. There's some tea I have to go drink.
I definitely heard the Benny Hill theme, and I will be downloading that soon.
I what is it? It's called. Was it something sexy saxophone or wild saxophone? Or
I think
something
it's called.
crazy?
I think it's sexy saxophone.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so
No?
I
All right, now
will
I'm looking up.
I will bid you all a fond farewell till the next
Lou,
time.
I sent you on Zoom. I sent you some messages, but you can look at it later.
Okay. So for myself, Seraph, Crimson Sage, Patch, Morgan, and Orion, we bid you a fond and farewell. Peace out.